Now, to electoral matters, where the Independent National Electoral Commission has officially recognized the leadership of the African Democratic Congress, led by a former Senate President, David Mark. The confirmation was displayed on the website of the electoral body. The recognition came after an internal restructuring that resulted in the emergence of national officers to reposition the party further ahead of the 2027 general election. Aside from Mark, who was appointed as the interim chairman, INEC listed a former Osun State Governor, Rauf Aregbesola, as national secretary. Other principal officers now officially recognized by the electoral body are a former governor of Edo State, Oserieme Osumbo, as national legal advisor, Ibrahim Mani as national treasurer, and Akibu Dahatu as national financial secretary. The publicity secretary of the ADC, Bolaji Abdullahi, joins me on the news at 10 for more. Good to have you join us, Mr. Abdullahi. So you tweeted on your X handle as soon as this news broke on the website of INEC, and you've tweeted "Game On." What exactly do you mean by "Game On"?
I mean, game on means that, thank you very much. It means that the last 2 months or so, we've tried to move forward. We've been quite tentative in our approach because of this very situation that still brings anxiety or has brought anxiety to many of our members. But now that we have crossed this last hurdle and that we've made the formal transition, it means that we can march ahead more deliberately and do all those things that we need to do to ensure that our party is competitive in the coming elections.
And do you think this will put paid to litigations or planned litigation by some members who question the legitimacy of this particular NWC?
We should expect that. I mean, the contention that we've had is that the process that we've undertaken had not satisfied the required has not met the required rules or prescription. But now that this has been done, the electoral umpire in the country has gone through the documentation processes and are satisfied with what we have done. So we believe that this will be the end of such agitations. But if they proceed to now, it means that people who still feel aggrieved or still feel that there is basis for them to challenge anything can then go to court. They know what to do. But for us, it now means that we can move ahead more deliberately, like I said earlier, to do all that we need to do and reassure our members that we need to focus now on the main task of building a formidable opposition party in Nigeria.
A lot of questions are coming up from what you just said. First of all, I will ask you, it means that you are not going to seek any political resolution in addressing some of these grievances?
Yeah, I mean, we will be willing to listen to anyone who has genuine grievances, but we don't think that there are genuine grievances. Many of these people coming forward raising issues actually lack the locus to raise the kind of issues they are raising, because if we are taking over from the previous executives and those who occupy those positions had voluntarily resigned from those positions, and they are not the ones making those claims. So I wonder where those people making the claims at this time are deriving their. So for us, we'll be willing to listen to anybody. We are a political party, and politics is a game of addition rather than subtraction. So anyone that we can win over to our party is a bonus, is plus for us. So we're not going to ask anyone to go away. But if they must continue to filibuster and constitute themselves into destabilization forces, then we'll take appropriate action to ensure that they are not in a position to derail us in the mission we've set for ourselves.
You also mentioned that you are now focusing on building a formidable opposition. But I just want, when you check the results coming from the last, I think it was a rerun elections in some states, others were by-elections, supplementary elections also held. And ADC, the showing of the ADC, many would say, was quite poor. Why is it taking time for Nigerians to catch on to what you call a formidable opposition?
Well, it's not about Nigerians not catching on to a formidable opposition that we describe ourselves as. It's just that those by-elections that you refer to came in too early, barely 1 month after we came into the ADC. Many of those candidates, we didn't field candidates by ourselves in any of those elections. Many of the candidates that ran on the platform of ADC had been selected or elected before we joined the party. So probably we didn't know any of them. So for us, we are very clear that, that the by-elections were not a measure of where we stand as a political party because it came too soon, less than a month. Even the ratification of our leadership change by the electoral body today signifies that we still had a lot of work to do by the time those by-elections happened. But we are confident in subsequent elections that we will have opportunity to prove where Nigerians really stand in relation to the African Democratic Congress. So we are not bothered at all with the situation that you have described.
And we'll continue to follow developments within your party, especially with this latest news from INEC. Thank you so much for your time. National Publicity Secretary of the ADC, Bolaji Abdullahi.
Thank you, my pleasure.